Hi. If you've studied Japanese at all, you've probably come across a concept that's called you have to develop your Japanese brain. What does that mean and how do you get it, though? That's the question that you don't often hear a solid answer to. So I'm going to explain what the Japanese brain is and how to get it. So the Japanese brain, what it really is fundamentally, is your subconscious mind's ability to immediately process the language into meaning. What that actually is your automatic grammar processing. So researchers talk about like grammar knowledge in terms of two levels. There's what's called declarative or explicit knowledge, which means you know the rules. And then there's the deeper level procedural knowledge, which really is more skill. And that's where your subconscious mind, your system one brain, processes the grammar automatically without any effort. That automatic processing, that's the Japanese brain. So how do you get it? Well, the way it usually is achieved is by hearing the same grammar patterns again and again and again and again, reading them again and again and again. This is where immersion comes in. But Japanese has some structural aspects that makes immersion and massive input much more difficult than other languages, specifically kanji and the lack of spaces, which makes chunking really hard. So the friction, the cognitive weight, the difficulty of reading a lot of material is really hard, especially for young learners. And so it makes it difficult to get that kind of massive input that's needed to actually build those intuitive, reflexive, automatic grammar processing. So what I did is I built an app called Japanese Reflex that focuses on the 30 or 40 most important, most frequently used grammar rules, grammar skills, and it drills those specifically. So rather than trying to pick up those skills through massive amounts of input through immersion, you can focus in on individual skills and drill them. So the way the app works is it triangulates. It gives you like 2 or 3 pieces of the puzzle and then makes you choose the answer, the correct grammar form as fast as possible, and then gives you immediate feedback. And then you run it back every 3 or 4 seconds, and you can do drills from 15 to 50 questions. So an average drill, 30 questions, takes about 2 or 3 minutes. If you download the app, first of all, you can check the status of your Japanese brain. You can check each of these grammar points and see where you actually are. Every drill that you complete gives you a score from anywhere from like 0 to 105 is the max. And basically, if you can process accurately and quickly, you're going to be in like the 90 to 100 range. Native is going to be like over 95. If you're below 80 in your reflex score, is what the app calls it, then you probably can't process the language quickly enough to actually understand native content. So you can go to download the app, test out your grammar knowledge, see how fast you can process the language, and then you can work on it. You can work on individual skills, you can find out what you're weak in, and you can build those up. Anyone who tells you you can learn Japanese in a few months is a liar. But I will tell you this: if you can develop your Japanese brain, or at least the most critical 30 or 40 grammar algorithms, put those in your brain in just a few weeks if you specifically train those. And then once you do that, everything else in your Japanese study becomes easier. You can actually read more, you can understand more spoken words, and that allows you to actually pick up more vocabulary and other grammar through context. So do yourself a favor, download Japanese Reflex, find out how strong your Japanese brain is, and spend a few weeks, 10, 20 hours on the app, actually developing your Japanese brain to the point where everything else in your Japanese study journey becomes a lot easier.